Cardinals. That's not it. That's it. So Cardinals are now gone. And I think everything else up here is still good. So, I've not seen any comments yet. Stan, are you in here? We're going to do roll call for Bowman after we do this personal break. You know, it's just small boxes. If anybody else wants to knock out a quick personal and leaf metal draft, we'll keep that going for a little bit. Hey, what's going on? So Stan, pick me a number from 1 to 5. Again, 2021 Leaf Metal Draft Football, number from 1 to 5. And again, this is going to be our first look here. Again, pick me a number from 1 to 5. And I'm not sure if he's on at the same time that we are. So Stan, are you able to hear me? Put this up for a sec, see if they work too. It might work now. Oh, he picked 3. Comments not showing up. Okay. If anybody else is typing things and I'm not seeing it, please message me. All right, let me get in and out of the video and let me see if I can see him. Now they're up. Yeah, okay. I'll take it. I don't know why they weren't showing up for me, but I just refreshed my app and now I can see them. I don't see any showing up in the box yet, but I just got that set up, so we'll see if any of them do. If not, I'll get rid of it. All right, so again, supply is in short supply, so instead of a box full of top-loaded cards, we've got whatever box that they could buy, because it's got a little groove in the side, but there we go. Oh my goodness. Don't want to damage anything either. All right. So, first card out is Dylan Moses, 6 out of 60. Numbered 2 out of 10. That's got like a coating peeling issue. Usually Panini stuff has that, not Leaf. Joseph Osai. I'm not seeing any new comments. So if somebody were able to type something in, just let me know. Nico Collins. Numbered 20 out of 60. Here we go. Penny Sewell. Numbered 15 out of 35. And Kyle Trask. 2 out of 10. And that's what we got. So everything in that box was serial numbered. I'm down with that. Got a first rounder. Got a quarterback. We'll take that. So thank you, Stan. And anybody else want to crack one of these before we get started with Bowman? Again, these are going like $189.95 plus shipping on the big sites. I got it for $175 ripped and shipped. Hey, Allie, there was a mistake. The meeting's not June 4th, it's June 6th. They had a Zoom meeting. I had to get that set up.
What?
The email was wrong. It said June 4th. It's supposed to be June 6th. So I just got that message from Britt.
Okay. Yeah?
Okay. Yep. I can see the comments up there now too, so that helps a little bit. I can see some of the comments here and some of them there. Oh, whatever. It's better than what we were getting the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, hopefully we can get the random division filled up and get that going for tonight. 2 more spots, $75 a piece. 2 boxes of 2021 Onyx Vintage. And then we just saw a hobby box. Well, this is a jumbo box. Twice as many autographs, and one of those autographs will be a 1 of 1. Maybe 2. Maybe get really lucky. All right. Get this to the side here. And now let's start a roll call for Bowman. So there are still teams left. All right. 10% off 3 teams or more. Here is what is still available. Diamondbacks are 35. The Braves are 40. The White Sox are 85. The Reds are 60. Indians are 50, Angels are 60, Marlins are 50, Pirates are 50, and the Blue Jays still hanging out there available. They are 150. So Diamondbacks, Braves, White Sox, Reds, Indians, Angels, Marlins, Pirates, Blue Jays. Out of those teams, if I had to pick 4 best bang for the buck teams right here, I would say Angels. It's close on a few of these. Angels, White Sox, Reds, and Blue Jays. Those would be my 4 picks. So, what was it? Penny Sewell was out at 35, and we had a Kyle Trask to 10. What was it? Nico Collins to 60. Joseph Osai to 10. And Dylan Moses to 60. Those were the 5 autos. So no Trevor Lawrence. No Pitts. No Waddle. No any of those other guys. Lance. Mac Jones. I'm sure there's a few of those characters floating around in this case, if you know what I'm saying. All right, so Bowman. 4 boxes. And let the roll call begin. That's weird. Oh, I know what's going on with the comments. There's 2 streams going on at the same time. All right. I know what I did because I was using Restream before for Facebook. Hold on. Can I kill it in the middle of an event? I think it's still going to run. All right, so please use the other feed. Although at least I can see the comments from up there in the corner. All right. I can live with that. So I just got to make sure when I send the links, I'm sending the right one. And I just changed that setting, so the next time I go live, that's not going to happen. But anyways. So Gregory Krause, Chris Eccles, Bob Huffnall, David Sipes, Peter Strawn, Darren Sliwa, Richard Olvera, Michael Kelly, Don Wright, Mike Coleman, Melissa Marin, and that should be everybody here. So, hey Joseph, how's it going? All right, so I'm going to send everybody the link, even those who are in here. I'm going to send the links. That way everybody has the correct one to get into. There's 4 available. I need 2 in order to run it. All right. Yeah, that was a rough series, definitely. So again, 2 spots needed to run that random division break. And it's 75 a spot.
Don't you talk that to me, boy?
Look how green the grass looks.
That happens when it rains.
Sure is.
Somebody get Vitality cereal?
I would not know. It wasn't me, though. That's probably what Ellie had for breakfast.
No, I think it was here. There it is. I put it here. Oh, now you want. I'm not giving you nothing. You've been a bad little dog all day. Biting me. My dinner was 2 hot dogs and a bowl of cereal.
That was awesome.
That's kind of disgusting. At least they didn't have you together. You didn't do it. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody first.
You better say
Together.
season 8 finale.
Oh, yeah?
I've made it far.
You have made it far. I think I got everybody.
I'm pretty sure I'm having a brain aneurysm. The sun has come out.
Just in time to go down. All right, I think I got everybody that's in the Bowman break the link. And let's see here. What spots are left? Spots 1, 2, 4, and 8 are available. 1, 2, 4, and 8. And with that, we'll only need 1 spot in order to run this tonight. Number 4. All right. Anybody looking to make it official? So one more spot needed. Again, we got at least one more break with the 8-box baseball. We'll go over those teams once we're officially not filling for Bowman anymore. But $75 for a random division, 14 hits total, one of which will be a 1 of 1. I need one more spot. There's 3 available, but I'll take up to 2 in that. All right. So let's go over remaining teams in Bowman real fast one more time, and then we're going to get started with it. Again, we're probably going to do a little small break in between, a little intermission, right? Just especially if we get that one more spot for football, then I'll have somebody run the video in between. Plus, I just saw a little technical issue that is causing a little overlap on my timeline, and I have it fixed, but it won't kick in until I start over again. So let's do this thing. Diamondbacks are 35, Braves are 40, White Sox are 85, Reds are 60, Indians are 50, Angels are 60, Marlins are 50, Pirates are 50, and the Blue Jays and Austin Martin are 150. And we might have that spot. Might have it. Let's take a look here. I gotta send somebody this link. Hold on. Absolutely. I mean, Trey Young, I think, was already there, but Devin Booker, you know, I mean, sometimes people just have great series, but if he continues to look like this all the way through the playoffs, I think it's safe to say that he's arrived, right? All right. Just sent that info over. So we'll see how that works. Yes, it's 75 for football for one random division. Again, it's not going to be a lot of cards, but it's 14 autographs to be divided by 8 divisions. So, or we got the hobby boxes in now. 175 ripped and shipped for Leaf Metal Hobby. 325 ripped and shipped for the Jumbos. All right, so Richard Olvera is taking a spot, and Petey Kaleka is taking a spot. Does anybody want to close it out? I would say Trey Young. I think he's the big upside guy. All right, so jeez. I'm looking back here. So David, we have a slight issue with the feed. So there's actually two feeds going on at the same time on my timeline. There is I didn't unclick something on Restream. I've been having some technical difficulties, and I had a workaround going. So there's two streams going at the same time. So Darren Sliwa on the other feed already closed it, but there's going to be more football posting in another random division football posting soon. It might have a different assortment of boxes, but it's not the last one. But I got Darren Sliwa's comment on my phone before it came up on my computer. So I got to go by that. So I apologize. And I'm kind of flipping between the two things now. So Darren Sliwa got the last spot. And that is officially closed. So when we finish with Bowman here, I'll sign off. I'll get a video runner. We'll start with that. And then we'll go to the 8-box baseball mixer, which that has a lot of teams open. Just because, again, I've been, talking about some technical issues. I know the visibility hasn't been out there lately. Right now, we've got between 3 feeds, like 20 people watching. So this is perfect. This is what we want. I got to flip something back so it doesn't pop up 2 feeds on my timeline. So, all right. So Darren, I got you down. And that is completely sold out. And that's the thing. If you see a break you like, jump on it and it'll fill right, it'll fill nice and quick. If people wait, that break's been up for a week now. So we had 2 spots in it all week. And then in a matter of like a couple hours, the rest of them filled out. So just got to pull the trigger and then we rip you a new one. That's how it works. All right, let's do this Bowman without further ado. Good luck, everybody. Again, until we show the first hit, you can still jump in on this one. It's 10% off 3 teams or more. You got the Diamondbacks at 35, the Braves at 40, the White Sox at 85, the Reds at 60, the Indians are 50, the Angels are 60, Marlins are 50, Pirates are 50, the Blue Jays are 150. And again, once we show the first hit, then this list goes away. So good luck, everybody. And again, there's consideration coming in for a part 3. We would need at least 12 teams taken to keep that going, keep that alive. All right. Which I think we'll get there. I'm fairly confident with that. Honestly, I was kind of rushing through this one because I wanted to make sure that we finished the case before the end of the weekend. How many hits per box? So in Bowman, it's just 1 auto per box. but you do have some exclusive parallels. They're like kind of like pink or magenta or something like that in the hobby boxes. Many will say that you get a little more color in the hobby, even possibly on the autograph side. The first part of this box was awesome, man. We had 2 color autos, and then the base autos were, you know, decent guys, Zach Veen and Spencer Torkelson. We had an Austin Martin parallel on one of the insert subsets, numbered to 50. You know, a lot of decent stuff. So it's not just the hits. Obviously, the hits are the best thing, but there's other things in here that can provide some good value. So it's 10% off 3 teams or more. Trevor Larnach, top 100. He's debuted this year, right? Jeremy De La Rosa for the Nationals. First Bowman card. Bobby Witt Jr., who's tearing it up. I think he's already at 8 home runs down in A-ball. He, like Bryson Stott, will probably see a, like Bryson Stott did a couple days ago, he'll probably see a promotion. Christian Javier. Although it's not as necessary because he was taken out of high school, right? But I think the bottom line is that he's probably going to just need a couple years to be majorly ready. Orioles maybe having a tough win-loss record right now, but the future is bright, man. They got 3 young prospects that had a killer May. There's the Phillies talent pipeline. Don't really know any of them. And Diamondbacks, 15 out of 199, Seth Beer. This is actually one of the teams that's still available. So just putting that out there. They had a decent parallel in the first break too, if I remember right. Diamondbacks are 35, Braves are 40, White Sox are 85, Reds are 60, Indians are 50, Angels are 60, Marlins are 50, Pirates are 50, and the Blue Jays are 150. We got Blaze Jordan paper. Got plenty of top loaders in front of me, so give that one. Yeah, even the paper for Blaze Jordan and Austin Martin. Let me dole that out. Bobby Witt, number 11, very quickly near that top 10 on the top 100 list. If Tatis stays healthy, are we you know what? It's funny you say that. When we were doing the first Bowman break on Wednesday, that was the exact word that I used, dynasty. You've got Machado locked up for a long time. You've got Tatis, all right, as long as he stays healthy. You've got amazing pitching now with both some veterans that they acquired and young talent. And not everybody is up for the Padres yet. You know, there's a few guys that'll probably be good replacements a couple years down the line, with like Robert Hassel and C.J. Abrams. Future is looking good for the Padres, and they are a team that in the roaring 20s here, we could see 2-3 championships out of them. They could be like the Giants of the 2000s. It's possible. So, yeah, dynasty was actually the exact word that I used. I said they have a potential dynasty in the making. Marco Luciano, futurist. Francisco Alvarez. We have a doubter. You see, I gotta flip and see. You don't think they could pull 2 or 3? I mean, they're not the Angels, where they have star players and can never put it together, or the Nationals. I think it could happen. There's worse bets one could make. Yeah, I don't know with the way that free agency works nowadays. I don't know if you'll ever see a team dominate a whole decade like the Yankees did. But I think you got teams that will, go 5, 6 years strong. That's what we've been seeing lately. Right? That's about what we got out of the Royals. I think we're starting to see the end of it for the Astros. All right. Unless they can, replace some new talent real quick. It just seems to be that is 5 or 6 years is a good length of time. And, the Padres aren't there yet. I feel like they're close. I think we're going to be seeing like some Padres, White Sox, again, barring these guys stay healthy. I think the White Sox might have a little more to go on the pitching side. But I definitely like the Padres' chances of the closest thing you can call, yeah, Oscar. Oscar was given all the signs. Giants do have a good farm system, yeah. And the Dodgers are going to spend money, so, I see competition happening in the West. I see competition happening in the East. We've seen a lot of dominance in the Central for a time period, and I think we're kind of going to shy away from that now. So Angels, another team that are still available with Joe Adell. All right, remaining teams scrolling at the bottom of your screen. We're not done yet. We haven't shown that first hit. You can still jump in. Hello, Joe Adell. So, Cabrian Hayes. Pirates still available. There's Abrams with a futurist card. Christian Robinson. Oh, Diamondbacks are putting some fun parallels together. Yeah, that could be a steal contract. Very much so. As long as he stays healthy. Yeah, man. The Jays are another team. I mean, Again, they got a little bit of bad luck, the Blue Jays, with pitchers panning out. And the Rays, you're always dealing with money getting in the way. So I don't think the Rays are a dynasty type team. I think they're a Moneyball team like the A's. They gotta continue to make good decisions. They gotta make sure that they pay Wander Franco when that time comes. All right. They have a great system too. So they're not done yet. Even some of the guys that haven't quite panned out just yet due to injury still look like they're going to be viable bullpen options. Vidal Brujan's killing it. All right. 104 out of 399, JD Martinez. So, yeah, the Rays are going to be around for a while. Jordan Balazovic, 248 out of 250. And then the Blue Jays, I mean, you got Bichette, Biggio, and Guerrero. And this ain't the 90s. You have Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who is very underrated. You'll have this guy. All right, this guy is nobody's a can't miss, but he's going to be tough to be a miss. Joe Adell. That's 2 Joe Adell cards for those counting at home. They're still up there, but not for long. Diamondbacks 35, Braves 40, White Sox 85, Reds 60, Indians 50, Angels 60, Marlins 50, Pirates 50, and the Blue Jays are 150. I had a nice Emerson Hancock come out in the first part of the break. 52 out of 499, Isaiah Green. Royce Lewis for the Twinkies. There's C.J. Abrams. Talent pipeline for the Cubbies. Yeah, Tatis is definitely an exciting character, that's for sure. All right, final stack here. And by no means is that Trout's fault. And maybe one day, I mean, that's really on the front office. You know, it's funny because Trout really did struggle his first season. So, and then he came up and he was there for good. Joe Adell kind of going through the same thing right now. Struggle a little bit. But when you look at a lot of different factors, one is, you know, the statistics we do have at the levels he's played. And, you know, 2, you look at the scouting report and whatnot. Joe Adell is probably going to bring to the table what the Angels wished Albert Pujols did. So as long as Mike Trout doesn't start going on the downside anytime soon, which I'd like to think he's got like 4 or 5 solid years left of top performance. Although let's face it, would have said the same thing about Pujols, and that didn't actually happen. He really hasn't been very good in a very long time. It's been basically a year after he signed that contract, he was on the downward spiral. But if Trout doesn't go that direction, and you got Adele, it was, and it didn't help that they had back-to-back bombs with Josh Hamilton. Which that one, as much as you know, again, looking back at the time period, like Hamilton took so long to get himself able to get to the major league level and perform the way he was expected to when he was drafted. And it was a heartwarming story at that time. And he just was not, he was bound to go downhill fast. It was just that, you know, what was he, 34? I wish I could remember, 34 maybe, around that time, right? I want to say he finally made it 28, 29 to the Rangers and had like 4 or 5, maybe 6 good years, and then that was it. But yeah, the Pujols deal, they knew that it would have been worth it to do that contract if for half of that contract he was going to play to that level that they were used to seeing. And then there was a decline. The decline happened way too soon on Pujols. And you know what? He's still a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about that. He didn't really need to play the last 7 years. Oh, yeah, and Jared Weaver, too. Yeah, you can't forget that. Didn't he get overpaid twice? He got 2 very cushy deals that he flaked on. Not flaked on, but didn't live up to the hype. And there's a paper Austin Martin. The Blue Jays still available. Could we see something big for the Jays in this break? Nick Madrigal having himself a fine season. So that, you know, White Sox, they've had a few setbacks, but overall, I think they're in very good shape.
I think you're not in very good shape.
So there's a few prospects, like, what was it, Berger? Looked like he was going to be an awesome prospect, and then he got hurt twice. And then, of course, last year with no minor league season, that was supposed to be, all right, I'm going to come back now. So, like, now he, you know, he may still make it, but he's going to be, like, 28 years old by the time he does. He's going to have missed a lot of career. Moncada getting hurt sucked. Robert getting hurt sucked. And there is the first hit. Eddie Yeen, 126 out of 499. So far, again, we were talking about hobby, right? So far, more autographs have been serial numbered than haven't. Just saying. So there's the first auto there. And then what I'm going to do later tonight, we are going to be running the 8-box mixer. So I've got that on its own ticker right here. All right. Oh, definitely not. I wouldn't sleep on them. You know, their biggest upside guys are on the pitching side, I think. You know, you got Casey Mize, you got Scooble, Matt Manning. So Torkelson's a ways away. Riley Green is probably a little ways away. So after estimated time for random division, after we do this Bowman break, which now we're not selling teams anymore. We've seen the first box, so we're going to go a lot quicker through the next 3 boxes. Then I'm going to head off camera for a few minutes. We're going to get the divisions randomized, and then we're going to run it. And then that will lead right into the 8-box baseball break. So that is the game plan.
What are you doing?
Ohtani is an interesting case because of several reasons. One, you know, we talk about longevity in baseball, and one question remains. Yes, Spencer Turnbull should be all right too, but he's not like a 1 or a 2. I think the Tigers have the potential for like a 1, a 1A, and a 2. And it's kind of like how the Mets had been for a while. I would compare the pitching talent that they have similar to the Mets of recent years. But Ohtani's got an injury history. He both plays DH and pitches. So you can lock him up to an extension as long as his hitting doesn't decline. He also didn't start his major league career at age 20 like some of these other kids. So he's going to be more in the position of like an older player contract negotiation. I don't think he'll clean up as much unless for the next, until his contract's up, he pitches like Sandy Koufax and hits like Babe Ruth. Then I think he'll get overpaid for no matter what. Casey Mize. Although at that point, he may test the waters of free agency. Was there just 2 Whit Merrifields right there? Look at that. 2-hit Whit right there. All right. Seeing double. Nick Gonzalez.
No.
Brian Hayes. Jesus Sanchez. Kyle Kyle Lewis, 57 out of 250. Jackson Kawar, Royals with the Atomic Refractor. Here come the Judge, having an all-star worthy season this year. Anybody put in their all-star ballots yet? I know I showed mine yesterday on my timeline. And I'll say this, I would have picked Shohei Ohtani for DH, but I think he's going to get added in as a pitcher. So I didn't want to waste JD Martinez. JJ Bleday, positional promise. Daniel Lynch. Yeah, you know, I gotta be honest. I don't know what his scouting report was as far as fielding goes, but it'd probably wear him out to be a regular player in the field. Not saying that it couldn't happen, but man, wouldn't that be a nice situational thing where every day you know you have a pinch hitter that you can use? I just don't know if that would help him as far as consistency goes. I would say he has to go to an American League team too. I wouldn't want to be the National League team that has to figure that out. So again, scrolling at the bottom of your screen, even though it's hardly filled, I know we had some issues with post reach, and I don't know how the metrics go, but for some people, they're like, I don't see anything ever. Some people, I see some of your stuff. Some people, I see everything like clockwork. But I do get like, you know, I can see how many views certain types of posts have. And we were definitely like down 55%. What? They just changed the schedule again? Just schedule change. They've changed the game times 4 times this week. Jeez. Well, I get an extra hour of sleep, so I guess I can't complain about that part. Although I gotta drive close to the shore now, so that I could just be sitting in traffic. So maybe I still should wake up at the same time. I guess they got a 6-game. It's not like a bracketed tournament. It's more like they're calling it a tune-up. U-Trip states are the following weekend. Heston Jerstad. So they got 6 games to play this weekend. At least the weather looks nice. Nick Madrigal, Rookie of the Year favorites. Evan White, who is no longer being teased among the collectors on the internet because Jared Kelnick has bombed so hard the first. I mean, come on, the guy's playing like 20, 30 games. I know he's batting like $1 something, but still. Had he stayed with the Mets like they should have done, he probably wouldn't even be playing until next year. So he's probably up a year early anyway. So we're just getting a good look at him. Or maybe not the best look, but... So no one else has put in an all-star ballot yet? Dylan Carlson. Luis Robert. Sabato. I think he's a Rookie of the Year candidate. He didn't play too many games last year, right? Does he still qualify as a rookie? I don't know how many plate appearances, days of service, all that stuff he had last year. Astros. Ooh, a chrome Austin Martin. I'll take that. Especially one that's nicely centered. I like it. Let's see. This is my all-star ballot as I open up the next round of packs. All right. First base, I got Vlad and I got Rhys Hoskins. Just over 100, I think he makes it. Second base, Marcus Semien. And I'm putting Jazz Chisholm in there. I think he's a Rookie of the Year candidate. If he doesn't have too many plate appearances. I don't think he does either. He's had a solid year. Third base, Rafael Devers. And, man, Chris Bryant's making a comeback. He wants to get paid, doesn't he? Shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. And, of course, kind of no-brainer, Fernando Tatis. Outfield, American League, Adolis Garcia, Aaron Judge, Ramon Laureano. National League, I got Acuna, Nick Castellanos, and Jesse Winker. At catcher, ironically, both catchers that I have in my fantasy team, Salvador Perez and Buster Posey. And then again at DH, I went with JD Martinez just because I think Ohtani would probably get selected as a pitcher. And even though it's the National League, I would want to win, just as a manager standpoint, you know, why wouldn't you want Ohtani in there doing both? Why not? That way you get some, some press for the All-Star game too. A little publicity, a little recognition. No, and everybody, has their off years, or at least partial, right? Try to see something there. Okay. So yeah, what was Chris Bryant looking like last year? Last year he was terrible. 206. WAR was flat. Only hit 4 home runs in 34 games. So, well, he got hurt too. So it's kind of, take that into consideration, I guess. There's Spencer Torkelson. Dalbeck. Dalbeck's under the Mendoza line, right? Mick Abel. Got Heliot Ramos. Brett Beatty, Marco Luciano. Yeah, I mean, I've only been watching highlights, but I can see that. 125 out of 125, Terran Vavra of the Rockies. There's Jason Dominguez paper. Brian Hayes. He had a bit of an injury issue, right? This year so far. Dominguez. 53 on the top 100. That tournament info later. While I'm waiting for the video to run. Xavier Edwards, 87 out of 399. Here comes the Bowman. And man, this case, has been loaded. Another serial numbered card on the autograph side. 206 out of 499, Pirates, Nick Gonzalez. I don't think the Pirates got picked up. I think that one's now for sale. Pretty sure. So again, if you're going to get somebody who's not a first Bowman card, we've hit quite a few of the good ones to get. All right. Box number 3. Again, we have a random division football break and the 8-box baseball mixer that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, breaking tonight. All right, we have Leaf Metal Draft hobby boxes available for personals. All right, we just popped one of those open to start off the night. And, you know, the couple hundred other things we have available for sale. So we are on for this Friday night breaks. And let's see if we can't fill up this other break. Diamondbacks are 35, Braves 175, Orioles 85, White Sox are 110. The Nationals are 65, the Indians are 40, the Rockies are 45, the Tigers are 65, Astros are 55, Royals are 80, Angels are 95, Dodgers are 60, the Twins are 45, the Mets are 60, A's are 55, Pirates 55, Padres 85, Mariners 85, Blue Jays 90, and then the non-baseball spots 120. Vlad's a beast. This is just how he looked in the minor leagues. I'm not sure if the weight issue happened prior to coming up, or it was just a thing as he was getting, you know, his foot in the door. But he has definitely refocused, shown his commitment to his craft, and you know, you got the guys that you're looking to collect, all performing. Tatis, Acuna, and Vlad Jr. All guys that are generally, you know, hot list type guys. All right. So while it does suck, Mike Trout got hurt. Let's face it. I think this is his 10th season. He's officially a Hall of Famer. It's just got to have the ballot, right? I mean, his career numbers aren't huge, but I mean, over the 10-year period that he's played, he's untouchable. Not to say a guy like Mookie Betts hasn't had, you know, a good stretch. But you just look at that whole 10 years that he's played, and he's untouchable. But those three guys, Soto, like, I mean, there's obviously going to be a hard look taken at this era and the talent that's come out of it. I think about collecting when I first came back into it. You know, I kind of stopped. I was still doing a little bit of Magic until like partway through college, but I kind of stopped the sports stuff in I would say 96 I slowed down, maybe by 97, beginning of 98 I was pretty much out of it, and I didn't get back into it until 2009. And I mean, you look at that period of time, that's about 10 years. Some good players came out of it, developed out of it, but it's nothing like what we have going on right now. I mean, it was basically Pujols and Mauer that were the bigger attention guys in the beginning of that run. Ortiz eventually came around. Heading into the back end of that stretch, now we're starting to talk about Verlander and Kershaw, who are pitchers. So, you know, pitchers take forever to get hobby attention. Miggy Cabrera was actually the next one I was going to mention. His situation's totally different. He was just so under the radar in Miami. So under the radar. He was just a guy that kind of got overlooked for a while. And again, at least hobby-wise, he didn't start off as the hottest thing since sliced bread. You know, a lot of these guys that were big stars that came out of that time period, their stories weren't perfect. You know what I'm saying? But then you have 2009, you know, you have the pre-rookie type cards of the Bryce Harpers, of the Steven Strasburgs, right? 2010 gives us Strasburg, gives us Buster Posey. 2011, you have actual Bryce Harper. All right. Mike Trout was actually overlooked for about a year. I know I had taken advantage of it. I wish I'd kept them all longer. I bought in on Mike Trout. Huge quantity for me. It's the most I ever really went after one player. I had over like 500 of them that I bought out of lots. It's 75 cents a piece. And I was cashing out, you know, I didn't go to the moon, obviously, but I started cashing out at around $5. And then I cashed out some more at 8 and 10 and got to about 20. I want to say there may have been some off the field concerns. I don't remember, to be honest. I think, didn't he win a batting title with the Marlins? It really wasn't until, like, you know, he won that batting title that he got established. Christian Yelich kind of went through the same thing, though, if you think about it. You know, he was a good player on a bad lineup. And then he made the move, and you know, things took off from there. But, you know, where was I? 2011 brought you Bryant, or no, I'm sorry, Bryce Harper. You know, I don't remember what 2012 and 2013. I think those were more prospecting years for the first Bowman guys. And then 2014 brought us the Chris Bryant craze. And it's pretty much been nonstop. Nonstop. And we still got guys to look out for. And you know, there's a few things that factor into it, and part of it is the international market and the way that's developed over the years. I also think, you know, I mean, I just turned 40, and I know travel sports for youth has evolved so much from the time I played to about, you know, 10 years later. You definitely started seeing a lot of more concentration on that. And it's evolved, and you know, there's crazy money being spent. Believe me, I know. I'm a sucker for it too. But we're really seeing results, and some of these kids, they're ready, like, again, super young. You know, you've got these academies in the Dominican. Yeah, it's downright downright crazy now, and the results show. The only thing we really miss are the diverse athletes, like those multi-sport guys. You know, you don't see guys like Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, and Brian Jordan. He kind of gets forgotten. I want to mention him. So, you know, that kind of athlete's kind of gone by the wayside, and specialization has taken over. Oh yeah, the academies that you have in the Dominican, in Puerto Rico, you know, and I mean, a lot of these, I believe, are planted by Major League Baseball or people in the, you know, in the business end of things. It's made a huge difference, and we're just seeing some crazy talent. And then people, you know, a couple of years ago, before the pandemic, in 2019 and entering the 2020 spring training, people were saying how, oh, this guy's still good. They don't want to pay money. They don't want to pay up. The owners are cheap. Why would you pay somebody who's 32 years old tens of millions of dollars to do the same thing that you got a 20-year-old kid waiting in the minor leagues, and he's going to do it for minimum salary? And now we see the you know, eventually things do come around full circle, and these kids are going to be out of their contracts at a much earlier age, and the big contracts are going to be worth it.
Did you pee on my floor?
Did she? And oh, the twinning effect. Nationals got a base of Eddie Yean.
What? You didn't get he's over the peeing on the floor. Yeah. Bad dog. Did she try to tell you?
She might have. 277 out of 299, Jordan Groshans. Need some more sleeves here.
What we never do, Mom?
What did I never do?
This.
Because Miss Jen had one.
So,
Here.
you know,
Actually,
now
been out
relating things to the hobby,
Get your butt upstairs. Get in your bed.
as far as, you know, are we afraid that the hobby is going to grow cold? If it does, it's not going to be baseball. That is for sure. It's not going to be baseball. Because baseball has a plan in effect right now that has pretty much secured we're going to constantly be seeing good players out there. Yeah, and we see that in quarterbacks in football too. You know, the only thing that's a little concerning is the strikeout rate. I mean, you look at what a high strikeout rate was 30 years ago. You know, can you imagine Nolan Ryan
Nope.
pitching in today's game? You know, without all the crazy technology and, you know, fitness regimes and all that, what he was able to do. And I think to myself, you know, he'd probably be striking out 18 per 9. He probably would have had half the career, though. He probably would have played for 12, 13 years. Had just as many strikeouts, maybe. Although I don't know, because it's tough to say. But it definitely two different eras. Kind of like the whole, you know, LeBron James, Michael Jordan conversation. Oh yeah, he was years ahead. But hey, you got to look at it too. Like, you can't compare that Nolan Ryan to a Nolan Ryan who, you know, was born 30 years later and, you know, had the advantage of some of the technological advances and whatnot in sports training, sports medicine.
Everybody get in bed. You're not in bed.
Drew Romo, atomic refractor. So, you know, it's kind of not fair. Because we don't know, you know, for all we know, the Ryan Express could have been derailed. He just could have been too fast and blow his arm out. I think that's a lot of the issue. I heard somebody talking about, you know, Little League pitching limits and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, you can only throw 85 pitches for the weekend. I mean, the mechanics are different for softball. So you can have a softball girl throw 300 pitches, and as long as, you know, she's in the right shape, she just gonna need a day off of rest, you know? Whereas in baseball, it's that they're so babied. Why are little boys such weenies now? All right, that's not fair. Because they may only play 85 pitches in their tournament team, but then they go and play a rec game because, you know, their parents are like, you still got to throw. I don't know. It's just a different game nowadays. Back in the day, we would just throw 150 pitches playing in the streets. Or in the schools or whatever. Informal games. I feel like every little league complex has like an ice tub and stuff nowadays. I don't know. Most likely, yeah. Again, barring injury, that's what I think. I think he'd be striking out like 18 per 9 innings. You know, his strikeout ratio is pretty much comparable now to, you know, the starters of today. But you had guys who were striking out like 4 or 5 per 9 inning back then, and they were good pitchers. Good. Maybe not great, but they were good. You know, 10 per 9 inning was like, wow. You know, it was like Nolan Ryan, was like Randy Johnson. Now you've got some relievers throwing 15, 16, 17. It's crazy. Not for their whole careers, but for impressive stretches. Let's face it, relief pitching is like very few are consistent for more than like 3-4 seasons. Then they're bound to have some really bad stuff in the middle there. I remember that name, Chad Billingsley. He was a Dodgers prospect, wasn't he? 24 out of 125. Adley Rutschman with the throwback in green. And Bryce Terang, 164 out of 299. Last box. And then we'll take we'll do the recap, obviously, and then we'll get the video run for the random division break. Be ready for it when it happens, because it literally is 16 cards. Or no, wait, 14 autos, 18 cards. So. And then the grand finale for the evening will be the 8-box Pick Your Team break for baseball. That is scrolling at the bottom of your screen right now. That got a little dingy at the top. Little ding in the corner, but numero uno, Wander Franco. I don't know how that happens. That happens in the packs. Yeah, and that's what you used to have. You had these powerhouse high schools that they were pretty much like little mini colleges. You know, they would figure a way to recruit players. You know, a lot of private schools probably still do that. I know they do. But, you know, that's where you would see a lot of guys come out of back in the past. Now you've got these traveling club systems. You know, before it was kind of like, all right, you know, you're in the USA program. Now, you know, not only is there still the USA program, but there's some crazy programs out there, you know, with big reputations. You know, for Division I softball, I think the club that my two girls play on had 30-something alumni in the regionals for the College World Series. It's like 34, 36, something like that. That's insane. Especially on this side of the country, you know, in the Northeast where it's not. Well, I think some of them come from Florida and what was the other one? North Carolina. But I know the Jersey part of it is a very big piece of the puzzle. Yeah, well, you don't see that often enough, even in schools nowadays, man. Oh, I don't even want to talk about middle school ball. Like, can you at least have space running signs? I don't know. Blaze Jordan. Oh, I'm still pissed. They totally ruined Ellie's first home run. It was a bad situation to hit your first home run when you're playing in a game against a team that's not got a reputation for being competitive. You're already winning 15-0. You know, girls are hitting singles that maybe could be doubles, but they're not pushing it. Not trying to force the errors. And then Ellie comes up and just like hits one that just kept going and going and going. And she runs to second base. She looks at the coach. The coach is just standing there with his hands at his side, not even really paying attention to the field. He was looking at the bench. I was like, and she just like starts walking, you know, like she takes her turn. And she's stepping and she's looking, and the fielder hasn't even gotten to the ball yet. So now she's like, all right, well, I'm going to go to third. And he's still not doing anything. And I think they just fielded the ball. She just like walked home. One of her teammates didn't realize she had hit a home run, and she was the one on third base. It's like, yeah, and I don't expect that magic in the high school here either. I don't know. I'm sure it's better, but I hear a lot about high school ball not being the big thing anymore. Aaron Sabato for the Twinkies, and how about another Chrome Austin Martin? Green doesn't look too bad on this one either. I'll take that. Five perfect game is crazy. That's funny. Another Austin Martin. This one's an insert. So yeah. Yeah, you get those players that are, you know, super talented at school. I know Ellie's club coach, 88 out of 125, Simeon Woods Richardson. Gave up 3 runs in a season, and they were all in the same game. I think had 10 no-hitters. I don't know, there's like a poster up because she had been in like ESPN magazine, like a college version of it. And yeah, that's who you ideally would want coaching your kids, right? Somebody who had one of the best seasons in state history and played 4 years of D1 ball. And that's how it's going. A lot of these, programs now that you see are producing some amazing results. And it carries over into the majors. I hope it continues to carry over even into softball. I hope that softball is a very different game. I would love to see like a legit softball professional league that's got, 8 to 10 teams, television coverage, maybe the support of MLB. I know there are a couple like professional type leagues, but it's not, it's not in a grand scale of like a WNBA, who I think does the best marketing job on female athletes. No, they don't get paid as much as LeBron James, but they're sure as hell tougher than him, so. And hey, the way things are now, maybe, LeBron can make that jump in a couple of years. Shouldn't rag on LeBron. He's a Hall of Famer. That is a crazy way to win, Darren. Yeah. Got 2 stories going on here. Let's see the other one. Yeah, nowadays it's so hard to get a look. Like, they're actually doing like, and it's early for some of the girls in the program, obviously, but they're doing calls that are like Zoom meeting that's like about recruiting, so that they know about it, even whether they're in there now or in another year or 2 they're going to be entering that journey. And they got so many players that they want to look at nowadays. They might go to a showcase. You can be on the main field and they only watch you warm up. All right, let's see, let's see how they look warming up. All right, we have 6 that we actually want to watch play in the game, but I like that one's attitude. I like that one's hustle. It's like, so we'll come back and see them another time. don't even want to know what those tournaments cost. Giants talent pipeline. Davey Garcia, Jake Cronenworth. So we're wrapping up this break. Again, still to come tonight. Real quick, we're going to get the teams taken care, or the divisions taken care of for the random division break. We'll come back. We'll run that. That'll literally take like 5 to 10 minutes to open up the cards. Since it's pretty much all autographs, there's not even going to be a replay on that, or recap on that. It's everything is a hit, pretty much, except for a couple of base cards in each of the Onyx Vintage boxes. And then we'll go right into the 8 box, which is basically only a third of the way full. I was hoping we'd snag a few more teams in this. This one covers 4 years from 2018 to 2021, and it's very balanced between guys who are rookies, stars, prospects. Eston Scherstad. So, and it's 10% off 3 teams or more. Atomic Kevin Alcantara for the Yankees. Not bad there. All right, last stack. So far, we've seen Nick Gonzalez, numbered to 499, and then a base and a parallel of Eddie Yeen for the Nationals. Who's the final autograph going to be? Yeah, since we've already seen 2 number 1s, I kind of expected a base. It's all good. Again, you know, seeing so far half of them be serial numbered. Shows that there can be some good money stuff in these hobby boxes. You get a lot of good stuff out of the jumbos, don't get me wrong, but I don't, it's not like with the flagship where I like the jumbos way more than the hobby. With Bowman, when you're going through a case, I think that either way can go pretty well. So we got Dahlbeck, Pache, Sixto Sanchez. Kybert Ruiz. Patino came off the DL and ended up getting sent down. Which threw me a little bit. I think I cut him off my fantasy team. I'm just getting tired of injuries and mostly injuries. A lot of injuries. There's only 3 injured spots, and I think I have 6 on the injured list right now. My team's in such great shape, I'm calling it America 2021. Here comes the Bowman. So we had a base rookie and a rookie of the year favorites. Mike Trout. Kevin Alcantara with a chrome. Sherstad, Arias, and the final hit is going to be another pitcher, Sandy Gaston. And that is a base auto for Tampa Bay. And that is a wrap for Bowman. So let's recap some of the cards, and then we will move on to phase 2 of Friday night breaks in just a moment. So let's look at some honorable mention stuff here. Alcantara with Atomic. Adley Rutschman, number to 125. Got a couple paper blazes in here. Got a few Dominguez inserts in here. That one I didn't top load it for some reason, but I will. Three paper blazes. Seth Beer, number to 199. Again, the Austin Martin stuff falling very nicely in this case. An insert, 2 paper, 2 chromes. Again, if you don't get a hit, that's not a terrible fallback plan there. Twinning effect. Will we see somebody who's already come out in these first 2 parts have a friend in the 3rd part? Well, I'll find that out. We'll make that post a little bit later. If we can't squeeze that in tonight, I'll squeeze it in tomorrow morning while we're at the field and I'm waiting. Sandy Gaston for the Rays, and Pirates Nick Gonzalez round out the hits. So again, the night's not over. We still got actually 2 breaks to take a look at. And we will be back momentarily. I just got to get a video runner. So before it gets too late, I'll hop to it, and we'll rip you a new one real soon.